Hey, okay, let's get into this. We are talking rising costs of specialty dining on Disney Cruise Line. That's right, the mouse is coming here to say, I need some more money for this. And I think this is going to rub some cruisers the wrong way because Disney Cruise Line, the one comment that I hear most frequently from Disney cruisers is that the food is nicer than other cruise lines they've experienced because a lot of the food cost is deterred or deferred, more likely, by kids eating cheaper kid food, chicken nuggets, pizza, mac and cheese, those kind of things. So Disney is able to reallocate some of their food budget to these nicer food items for the grown-ups, for the adults like you and me, to eat a little higher quality of food. Well, the mouse is changing things around, and we got an article to get into. Let's pop right in here. From cruiseradio.com by Doug Parker himself. If you have an upcoming cruise with Disney Cruise Line, you may pay more for food than you expected. Effective immediately, the cruise line has raised its menu prices for optional adults-only restaurants Palo Steakhouse, Enchante, and Remy. And I'm not a Disney guy. If I'm mispronouncing some of these names, I am sorry. I do like to give you a whole look at the cruise industry, but, you know, as a single guy with no kids, I'm not cruising on Disney Cruise Line. That's just not a vibe for me, you know. Get into the article. As Disney Cruise Line blog mentioned, cruisers dining at the Italian restaurant Palo on board Disney Fantasy, Dream, Wonder, and Magic will now pay $50 instead of $45 for brunch and dinner. The price also applies at Palo Steakhouse on the Disney Wish. Meanwhile, the French restaurant Remy on Disney Fantasy and Dream has increased their brunch prices from $75 to $80 per person. Dinner prices likewise are up from $125 to $135. If you're in the mood for dessert, it will now cost you $5 more at $65. Wow, some pricey food. Honestly, like, hang on, let me go main camera. It's really frustrating to me when cruise lines charge you onshore pricing for upsell food. Like, you have already paid for that meal. You have, when you bought your ticket, that money has been spent for you to eat a meal, a dinner, a lunch, a brunch, whatever it is, it's been paid. And so for a cruise line to come in and say, we're gonna charge you $135 for this meal. Are they sending you home with like a nice gold souvenir? Do you have like a silver necklace or bracelet that Disney's sending you home with to justify a $135 dinner on a cruise that you've already paid for your meal? This kind of pricing, it really rubs me the wrong way with these cruise lines. I think that we've gotten to the upper echelon of, I know we're to the upper echelon of what I'm willing to pay. I'm not necessarily sure if maybe we're to your upper echelon of budget for cruise dinners, but man, $135, that is a hard pill to swallow, especially when some of these cruises cost $700 or $800. That's wild to me. Let's get back into the article. Similar price increases were noted in Disney's other French-inspired dining establishment, Enchante, the gourmet restaurant aboard the Disney Wish, which will bill each person $80 now for brunch instead of the original $75. So it looks like we're seeing a $5 increase pretty much across the board here for all of Disney's dining options. Dessert price, again, goes up $60 to $65. Their more premium and extensive multiple course dinners, Passion and Collection, can be had for $135 and $205 respectively, up by $10. Passion used to cost $125, and Collection used to be available for the steal of the century, $195 for a meal. Woo! And these new rates are effective immediately for reservations made on and after July 11th. Earlier reservations, it says, though, will use the prevailing rates at the time of booking. So there is one little bit of reprieve for you. If you have booked previous to July 11th, you actually have a chance to escape these new rates. Now, whether or not that holds true when you get on board the ship and show up for dinner, that remains to be seen, and I'm gonna guess that Disney is gonna charge you as much as they can, just like every other cruise line tends to do as of late. Let me know your thoughts on these rising prices for Disney Cruise Line meals. And while you're down there commenting on this video, what is the most you would spend on a specialty restaurant on a cruise? Do you have the same opinion that I do? You've already paid for the dinner, so it's a tough nut to swallow to pay for these upcharges, or are you trying to get away from the crowds and these prices are just the price you got to pay to do it? Let me know in the comments. While you're down there, make sure you get subscribed to the channel if you don't want to miss these well, several times a day updates on the cruise industry. Thank you so very much. And the next video, it drops in about 2 hours. It's going to be a really interesting one. You're not going to want to miss it. Norwegian Prima had an accident. We'll just leave it there. See you next time.